Okay, I've done my heel flap there, so you can see how it creates kind of a nice reinforced heel area. So we sort of need that because that's a high wear area on your sock and looks pretty cool. And I'm about to do the heel turn, which is the next stage. About halfway through creating that, I put the stitch holder on my stitches that I'm not working on, just to make it a little bit easier to manage. So to do our heel turn, the first row that we do is we slip that first stitch, yarn in the back, slip that first stitch purlwise, and then I'm going to, because I'm doing the smaller size, I'm going to knit 14 across, remembering I've got 28 altogether on here. 2, 3. Okay, I have knit my 14 and I am going to do what is known as an SSK here, which is slip knitwise, slip another stitch knitwise, and then using my left needle I'm going to go through the front of those 2 stitches and knit them together. And then I'm going to knit one more after that. And now I'm going to turn my work. And the second row of our heel turn is a purl row. So for this one, I'm going to slip the first stitch purlwise and then purl 3. 1, 2, 3. And then I am going to purl 2 together. And purl 1. And I'm going to turn my work at that point. And now I am back on the knit side. So I'm going to slip the first stitch with my yarn at the back purlwise, and I'm going to knit across those stitches until I get to the gap that I created. So you see there I have the gap from my SSK. So to close that gap I am going to do an SSK across that gap. So I'm going to slip one knitwise, slip one knitwise, and then put my left needle through the front of those 2 loops. Oops, try and get that without splitting the yarn, and knit them together. And then knit one more. And I'm going to turn now and go and do my purl row. Slip the first stitch purlwise, and I'm going to purl across to the gap on the purl side. See there, I have my gaps. I'm going to purl those 2 together. So when it's a purl row, it's purling the 2 together and then purling the next stitch. And when it's a knit row, we do an SSK across our gap. So now I've turned onto the knit side and I slip that first stitch purlwise with the yarn at the back, knit over to the gap. So you can see each time we're going a little bit wider on our heel turn. Okay, so here I have the gap in between the stitches there. So I'm going to slip knitwise, slip knitwise, left hand needle through the front of those 2 and knit them together. And then knit one extra stitch and turn. And so you see it creates this little heel shape in there. and we're going to keep going until I have got the right number of stitches on my needle, which is going to be 14 in this case. So we'll come back when I've got that far. Okay, so I've now finished the heel turn, and you can see there what the heel shaping looks like. So I just repeated those 2 heel shaping rows until I had used up the full width of stitches, and that leaves me with 14, which, because I'm doing the smaller size, if I was doing the medium it would be 16, and for the large it would be 18. And now I am ready to join it all together, so I'm going to now pick up stitches down each side and knit across the front and carry on with the foot.